All right. So I have no idea if Goblin, what was his name? Goblin something. Goblin Gamer 100. Um, I don't. I'm just gonna make this video because he's probably not gonna be down to hop on Zoom or something similar, and make a video about this, or even just talk about it like off camera. Like we don't even have to make a video. Um, so I'm just gonna make this. I mean, I'll just record this, and then if he does respond, then yeah, I'll just not upload this video. But my guess is he probably won't. Anyway, so today we're gonna be just going through his few comments and analyzing them, and yeah, sort of taking them apart. The various points that he made, especially in his comment on my video about Reddit being run by idiots. So yeah, yeah. So let's do this. First of all, first comment he left on my video was on this one. So yeah, bro, I would love to waste my time justifying my existence. I meant to say to you, rather than just ignore you and continually live my life. Continually living my life. Never mind. And I said, did you not pay attention at all? That's not even what I'm saying, because it's not what I'm saying. I literally was saying that like I'd be down to debate or have a conversation with anyone about LGBTQ ideas. I said nothing about justify your existence or why I should respect your way of life. I never said anything like that in that video. So anyway, and of course we see once again, and he commented about this in his recent comment, but I'm going to say it here again because it's relevant. We see the little grammatical errors and such. I guess there's 3 in this one comment, which is really something. So yeah, and then he left a comment. I guess he watched that video, or he probably watched like 30 seconds of that video, most likely. Otherwise, he wouldn't have left a comment that was so, well, didn't make sense based on what I was saying in the video. And then he probably saw my, well, he did see, oh, that's I'm on Shorts. A video I made not too long ago about Reddit being run by idiots, and this is where he left a paragraph of a comment. Yeah, YouTube's weird. I don't know why it does this, but it's a setting thing. All right, so I made this video. You can go watch it. It's 17 minutes long. All right, so yeah, and then I made a YouTube short, so I guess I'll show that. Basically saying, hey dude, let's talk. And then he, for some reason, he left a comment, but under a different account. I don't know why. He left a comment under a different account saying, yeah, was I not good enough for you? And I told him there's 2 options. We can hop on Zoom or similar platform and hash this out, or I can make a video responding to your comments, which is what I'm doing right now. The choice is yours. Like, I'm giving him the choice. And again, I'm going to record this video. If he responds, 16 minutes ago, maybe he hasn't even seen it yet. Like, I won't even upload this video, but my guess is he won't. So, we'll see. We'll see. But, anyway, so let's go through his paragraph comment here that he left. Okay, and analyze this. So basically, I guess I should kind of summarize this video real quick, just for people who haven't watched it and don't want to watch it. Basically, I said quite a bit in the video. It's 17 minutes long, but I was essentially saying that, Reddit banned my account for stupid reasons, and that was kind of why I titled that video, Reddit is run by idiots, and they'll do that. And I've been banned from a couple subreddits for literally just for that reason, for simply saying what I believe to be true, saying what I think, like not spreading hate, not doing that at all, not trying to be mean, not trying to be a jerk, not even like being careful with my words, deliberately careful, and still I'll get banned for being unkind or some other stupid reason like that. So anyway, that's why I made this video. All right, so Goblin Gamer 100 says, you are the idiot. Commonly, we as leftists will associate the term radical left with someone who is overweight, annoying, egotistical, racist, homophobic, or transphobic. All right, so let's stop right there, first of all. Actually, no, we'll read the whole thing through, and then we'll go through it. That makes more sense. Many times when we do this, however, we get some of these wrong or over-exaggerate them. This time is not one of those cases, though. You are a truly foul and horrible person, projecting your own low-quality life to bring down other how just want to improve theirs. You meant to say bring down others who just want to improve theirs. You are poison to this world, making everyone's lives miserable in the name of what? God? You are a disgrace to the Lord above. You take his principles and teaching of love and compassion for others, You take his principles and teaching of love and compassion for others, feeding the needy, healing for free, and you stomp on them. Jesus would hate you, gloating about memorizing the dictionary, and you criticize others for grammatical errors. Wake up. People aren't on Reddit to write detailed, deconstructed paragraphs. They don't care about spelling, and I don't blame them, because when you put shit like that in a comment section, being correct isn't on anyone's mind anymore. You're just criticizing others on spelling mistakes because your argument falls apart without it. It's a low-down, scoomy thing to do. You aren't special or smart for memorizing the dictionary. You're just wasting your time trying to wow others. Stop this now. Stop posting. Stop being egotistical. Stop being transphobic. For the betterment of society. If nothing else, do it for God, and just maybe he will be proud of you. All right, so that's kind of funny. You know, it talks about me criticizing grammatical errors. The whole point I was making, and I'm pretty sure I said this in my video, was that like low verbal intelligence seems to be associated with someone who believes the absurd ideas associated with, you could say, the radical left or the LGBTQ community. And I mean, like the sort of the observation I made, I would say, was that it seems to be because they both have to do with correctly identifying a concept, essentially. And also, I would say attention to detail as well. So that's why I pointed out. And, you know, I mean, Goblin Gamer, you made several of them here. Like, I don't know how many you made, but let's just go through them. I mean, this, obviously, to bring other how just want to improve theirs. I mean, you didn't capitalize God, but okay. You didn't capitalize Lord. Think of love and compassion. I think it should be teachings as well, but maybe I'm wrong about that, so maybe not. And you stumble. I think there should be a comma after that, but whatever. Reddit should be capitalized. Great design was mine anymore. Scoomy thing to do. That Y should be capitalized. That Y should be capitalized. That S should be capitalized. And I'd say capital G. That should be a capital G as well. Anyway, so I mean, I'm just saying, like, I know it seems like it doesn't matter. Like, I know it seems like, oh, just, who cares, dude? But it actually does matter. And the reason it matters is because reality is made up of words. I've made a number of videos about this. I've talked about it in a number of videos. I've made, I'd say, like, 2 or 3, like, dedicated videos about it. Let's see if I can find. The best one is probably, I think I have 2 main videos on it, don't I? I mean, this explains it pretty well, but I don't really talk in this video. So probably the better video explaining it is probably, I think I talk about it maybe in this video. Yeah, I do talk about it a bit in this video. This one as well. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. Let's go back. So I know it seems like it doesn't matter. Like, oh, just some little grammatical mistakes. Who cares? But like, it actually does matter quite a bit, more than you think. More than you think. Now, okay, let's go through the, I guess it's kind of sentence by sentence. And yeah, let's see here. So first of all, he calls me an idiot, which, like, okay. I mean, I'll tell you right now, and I've said this a number of times. Well, I would say I can be an idiot, but really it's more accurate to say I often act like an idiot. I mean, that's fair. I often do idiotic things. That's certainly accurate to say. At least on a weekly basis, but really on like a almost daily basis probably. But at least on a weekly basis. kind of depends on the week, but yeah, it's at least once a week I do something idiotic. However, am I an idiot? No. How do I know this? Well, I've explained it in a couple of videos, at least. Well, for example, my video on why I believe, or why I have a lot to say about LGBTQ plus ideas. I explain it in that video. It's a very long video, but, well, you definitely don't have to watch to watch the whole video. You don't have to watch the whole video to get to that part where I explain it. But anyway. I mean, essentially using a combination of things like the fact that several people, and not just like family members, other people, have told me I'm smart or intelligent. There's a freaking, got it. That was a fruit fly. And well, there's a couple of things. Like the fact that the fact that I came up with this, and where's the other one? Let me pull it up here. Well, the fact that I come up with this alone, I mean, I'm pretty sure an idiot would not be able to come up with this. Even if this is not like fully accurate or true or correct, I'm pretty sure an idiot would not be able to come up with it. Yeah, there we go, the updated. Right, is that it? Screenshot. Oh wait, no, that's not the one. It's this one. Wait, what? Oh, it's the same one. Oh no, that was a screenshot. Yeah, for a thumbnail. Anyway, so the fact that I came up with this, and then that formula, this formula, and then also based on what people have told me, also based on, I mean, I've had a number of conversations with Nick Miller. Like Nick Miller, he's a good friend of mine. He's told me like I'm definitely not an idiot, because I told him one time, I was like, sometimes I wonder if I am just an idiot. I told him that, and he told me, he was like, you're definitely not an idiot. And like the thing is, I know he's highly intelligent, because well, I mean, the man created a meta theory of everything, or a guide to ontology. He has his own definition for the term meta theory. It's a philosophical theory of everything. Guide to ontology is another accurate way to describe it. Perhaps the most apt description is, yeah, guide to ontology. It's really good. It's amazing. And so, like, he's obviously highly intelligent. And now he also can do and does do idiotic things. He said this. I mean, he said this on camera, and he's told me, certainly. Like he told me, he calls himself an idiot, like, on a daily basis. But he is not an idiot. He just often acts like, anyway, there's a difference, right? And so, anyway. And so, like, I trust his opinion, because man created a meta theory of everything. Like, he's not an idiot. Though he may often act like an idiot, it's not, like, his identity, he's not an idiot. Like, I mean, I've estimated, I know IQ is not perfectly correlated with intelligence, but if it were, I estimate his IQ would be, like, at least 140. I would say at least 145. Probably 145 plus. But, well, I'll say at least 140. That's just my estimation. I could be wrong, but I'm just calling kind of based on conversation I've had with him and what he's created, his like online book that he's written, stuff like that. It's like, dude's clearly highly intelligent. Anyway, so kind of all those things combined mean, it doesn't mean that I am guaranteed not an idiot. I still could be an idiot. But the overwhelming probability, and it's not just because of those things, there's other reasons too, which I have gotten into on some other videos, so I won't go into, it'd take a long time to explain it right now. If you want to know, check out my video on the time I took 3.4 grams of shrooms. I did talk about it in that video. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to know, check out that video. I think it's like 20 minutes long. No, it might be longer. Anyway, but yeah, like based on, sorry, I just got a notification. Based on those things, like what I just described and a couple other reasons, there's a very low probability that I am an idiot. I mean, it is true that generally speaking, it depends, but if several people from sort of like, if several people say that something's true and they're not just like all part of one group, there's a decent probability it's true. So just going based off the fact that like a number of people, several people, or I'm trying to think, many people, I don't know if I'd say many people, but several people have told me that I'm smart. And again, not just family members. Like a number of people I've met, like at work. Anyway, just based off that alone, you know, there's a decent probability that, okay, I actually am smart. I am intelligent. Now, it's not guaranteed, obviously, but, you know, there's a pretty good chance. And then also, again, a couple other reasons I mentioned. There's a very, very low, like an extremely low probability that I am an idiot, though I often do idiotic things. Definitely. Like, I'll tell you that for sure. So yeah. All right, so I know I spent a lot of time just explaining that one part of the comment, but I felt like it made sense because, like, well, I'm making this claim, and he's basically saying that I am what I'm claiming Reddit is, or the people who run Reddit are. And so, anyway, all right, next sentence. Commonly, we as leftists will associate the term radical left with someone who is overweight, annoying, egotistical, racist, homophobic, or transphobic. So, like, I'm kind of confused by this. I think he meant to say radical right. Because you're saying someone on the radical left might be homophobic and transphobic. Like, I don't really understand that. I'm just gonna assume he meant to say radical rights, but yeah, because otherwise that just doesn't really make sense. So, yeah, okay. Not really much to say there. Many times when we do this, however, that's also wrong. You need another comma. Anyway, we get some of these wrong or over-exaggerate them. This time is not one of those cases, though. Okay, yeah, so he did mean to say radical right? Anyway. Then he calls me a truly foul and horrible person who is projecting my own low-quality life to bring down others who just want to improve theirs. So a couple things wrong with that sentence. I mean, what evidence do you have that I'm a truly foul and horrible person? Like, what are you basing that on? The fact that I disagree with, let's just call it what it is, insane ideas, and ideas that are not based in reality, not based in truth, what is factually true. Because I object to those ideas, is that your basis for me being a truly foul and horrible person? Again, this is one reason I'd love to speak to you, sort of live, I guess you could say, and make a video would be nice actually, but or not. I mean, just over Zoom or whatever. But anyway, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Well, I'll go back and check. Maybe he's replied now, but first I'll read the rest of this. So, protecting your own low quality life to bring others down. To bring down others who just want to improve theirs. Okay, so like I can't say you're wrong for saying that. Like, those people just want to improve their lives. I think that's obviously the case. However, the problem is that they're believing lies, and they're not actually improving their lives, even though they may feel like they are. And so anyway, I've explained this extensively in other videos. But ultimately, it is Satan is the father of lies, the master of deception, and he has his angels, which are demons, who lie. And Satan already knows. Here's the thing: Satan already knows he's defeated, and so what he wants to do is bring down as many people with him as he can. Because, like, if he's gonna suffer forever, it's just a matter of time. Where he's gonna be thrown into the lake of fire. Revelation talks about this. Like, he already knows that. He knows he's defeated, and so he just wants to drag down as many people as he can with him, so that at least he's not suffering alone. At least he's got all these other people, as many people as possible. The more people, the better, to suffer along with him for all of eternity. And so, and he has his demons. His angels. They serve him. They do what he tells them to, and yeah. Anyway, I think my TBP model explains this pretty well. I mean, essentially, false beliefs are at the core of any, as far as I can tell, they're at the base of any psychopathology. Anyway, so But so that's the problem, right? Like, yeah, they're just trying to improve their lives, but they're being deceived. They're being deceived. It's lies, and so that's why I make videos like this. Because I know, contrary to what it may seem like, it may not appear this way, but I actually do really care about people. And I mean, I do love people. I mean, I'm not great at I'm trying to get better and better at loving people. But I mean, and again, I've said this before, but I do not hate trans people. I do not hate gay people. I don't hate people who support the LGBTQ community or are a part of it. It's actually quite the contrary. However, I mean, like, ultimately, that sort of lifestyle, those ideas are not of God, and the Bible is very clear on this. And so, I mean, it doesn't literally say LGBTQ ideas are an abomination to God or anything, but we can infer, and so it's not of God. So my goal is to speak the truth as clearly as I can, which, again, I don't always do that, I guess, effectively, or, well, I'm getting better at that. Always trying to get better at that, but that's my entire goal is really to help people, because people have been blinded. Like, beliefs shape perception, right? And so many people have been blinded by these lies, and I feel like I do have a responsibility as a Christian to speak the truth and to say what I believe to be true as best I can, and to try to do it in a loving manner, which, again, I'm certainly not perfect at. I'm trying to get better at that, but I mean, it would be absurd to say that I'm a truly foul and horrible person. Again, I don't know what you're basing that off of. I don't see how there's any evidence for that at all. So anyway, as far as me having a low quality life, I mean, there's some truth to that, I suppose. Like, currently it's like 77 degrees in here. It's pretty dang hot. It sucks. My AC can't keep up. Probably should clean my room a bit. I mean, it's not super dirty, but it's a little bit. My bed, you can maybe see. I need to organize that a bit. But overall, all things considered, like, I have a decent job. I don't hate it, at least. Sometimes I do, technically. Got to revise that. Sometimes I do hate it a little bit, but usually I don't. Got a decent family. We've got at least a few friends, so that's good. Used to not have any friends. Now I at least have a few, so that's good. What else? I mean, I live in a decent area, low crime area. I kind of live not like in the mountains, but like close. So, can't complain there. It's not like I really don't like busy cities and stuff, so I'm relatively happy where I live. I mean, other than the fact that it's like really hot, but in the summer. But I mean, all things considered, yeah, like I wish mainly my AC would keep up and stuff. And sometimes I see bugs randomly in here, which is annoying. But overall, I mean, I can't really complain too much about my life. I mean, I'd say it's of decent quality. I mean, I'm not like super externally successful, obviously, but maybe that'll change one day. I don't know. It's not really my goal, but I mean, all things considered, I have a decent life. I have to say, like, I can't complain. So yeah, that's what I'll say about that. All right, now you are poison to this world, making everyone's lives. You meant to say everyone's life, I think. Yeah, miserable in the name of what? God. Okay, so let's see. Again, I am poison to this world, making everyone's life miserable. Okay, everyone's life miserable. I mean, you said everyone lives or everyone lives. Everyone lives. Anyway, really, everyone. I'm making everyone's life miserable. Every person, every single person, has a miserable life because of me. I'm the one causing misery. I'm just spreading it everywhere, in all directions. And everyone's life is miserable because of me. Really? Okay. What evidence do you have for that? And what evidence do you have to support the claim that I am poison to this world? What, the fact that I object to insane ideas? The fact that I try my best to say what I believe to be true? Where's your evidence? Again. And as far as God, I mean, yeah, I do. Again, I feel like as a Christian, I have a responsibility to say what I believe to be true. And to, again, I try to emulate Jesus. Again, I'm nowhere near perfect. I'm always trying to be more like Jesus, but, and again, I need to get better on, when it comes to that. There are aspects of that striving, or that goal, trying to be like Jesus, that I can certainly improve on. And I'm trying to. I think I am slowly doing that, but obviously I'm not perfect. So yeah, God does have, a lot to do with why I make these videos. So, I mean, but again, you have like, say that I'm poison to this world and I'm making everyone's life miserable. Seriously? Okay. You are a disgrace to the Lord above. Really? What evidence do you have for that? Like, you're just saying things. You're just making claims and then not backing them up. Like, come on, dude. I mean, you talk about some stuff in here, but like, all right, real quick. I forgot. I just remembered. Let me see if he. Probably not. Nope. It still hasn't replied to my comment. So I don't know. I feel like you should have seen it by now, but because he replied pretty quickly after I uploaded this video, he left this comment. So anyway, that's okay. All right, where were we? Here we go. So, okay. You're a disgrace to the Lord above. Again, what evidence do you have for that? Yeah. You take his principles and teaching of love and compassion for others, feeding the needy, healing for free, and you stomp on them. How so? How so? How so? That's really my question. Yeah. Jesus would hate you, gloating about memorizing a dictionary, and you criticize others for grammatical errors. Here's a question. Who the heck are you to say that Jesus would hate me? Like, I mean, Jesus was and is God. How the heck do you know Jesus would hate me? The man is God. The man is literally God. Like, he's not really predictable. Like, yeah, you can look at what he teaches and kind of know what he's about, but he also knows everything, or at least has direct access to all knowledge, because he's also fully human. So, I don't think you can make a claim like that. Jesus would hate you. How do you know? How do you know? That's my question. How do you know Jesus would hate me? Because okay, first of all, gloating, in what circumstance have I gloated about memorizing a dictionary? I've talked about it a number of times. I suspect you haven't actually watched any of my videos of me, I kind of stopped making them because I got busy with other stuff, but I am still slowly memorizing words, and eventually I want to memorize an entire dictionary. But I suspect you haven't actually watched any of those videos, because in none of those, literally in zero, like, I've made 0 videos gloating about the fact that I'm memorizing a dictionary. And in none of the videos I've made have I bragged in any way or gloated about the fact that, hey guys, I'm memorizing a dictionary. I've never said that. I've literally never said that. So again, words like point me to a specific time or video or moment where I did that. You can't, because I haven't ever done that. And you criticize others for grammatical errors. Yes, because again, reality is made up of words, and it's not even that I necessarily criticize. I think that's not the right word, again, which I suppose isn't surprising. I would say I point out grammatical errors. I think that's more accurate. I make note of grammatical errors. Perhaps I've been a little bit critical. Maybe I have criticized a little bit when it comes to that, but I don't think I have. Maybe I have. So anyway, but again, it's more important than you think. Writing well is more important than you think. Wake up. People aren't on Reddit to write detailed, deconstructed paragraphs. They don't care about spelling, and I don't blame them because you put shit like that in the comment section, being correct is not anyone's mind anymore. Well, I mean, like, some people care about spelling. I do when I'm on Reddit. But I guess you're saying generally people don't care about spelling. Like, yeah, okay. You're right, but a significant number of them do at the same time, like, based on my observations. Yeah, so being correct. I'm pretty sure you meant being grammatically correct. Again, you probably should have said that, but you're just criticizing others on spelling mistakes because your argument falls apart without it. How so? Like, explain. What do you mean by that? What do you mean I'm criticizing others on spelling mistakes because my argument falls apart without it? Please explain. Please elaborate on that comment. So low down scummy, you meant to say scummy, thing to do. I mean, that's not what I'm doing. Like, I mean, I already explained why I point out grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes. So no. You aren't special or smart for memorizing a dictionary. I've never said that I think I am. I've never even, like, what's the word? Insinuated or like suggested that I think that makes me special or smart. So don't really get why you say that. You're just wasting your time trying to wow others. Okay, what evidence do you have for that? The fact that I'm making videos saying... What if I just like making YouTube videos? Think about this, dude. I'm guessing you're a guy. I mean, Goblin Gamer 100. What if it's just the case that I like making videos, YouTube videos to be specific, and I got this idea one time that it'd be cool to memorize a dictionary. And so, like, I think it would be cool to sort of document that process just for the people who may also think it's cool. What if that's actually what's happening? Like, I just like making videos, and I've realized that I have, like, a particular interest in writing and reading and, you know, words, and so that's why I'm trying to memorize a dictionary. What if that's actually what's happening? Again, where's your evidence that I am... Now, wasting your time, that's your opinion. I mean, and wasting my time trying to wow others again. Like, I guess... Yeah, you said wasting your time. Okay, you didn't say wasting your time and trying to wow. Well, either way, even if I was trying to wow others, it's not necessarily a waste of time, but okay. So yeah. Stop this now. Stop posting. Stop being egotistical. Stop being egotistical. Stop being transphobic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the betterment of society, if nothing else, do it for God. Okay. And just maybe he will be proud of you. Interesting how you're clearly not a Christian, and yet you act as if you, like, understand on some level the nature of God, by saying that maybe if I stop making these videos, maybe if I stop saying what I believe to be true, and identifying lies when I see them, maybe then God will be proud of me. No, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not going to stop making these videos. I'm not. I'm going to keep making these videos. I'm sorry. Not sorry, actually. I'm going to keep making these videos. I just am. So now stop being egotistical. Again, I'd like you to point to an example of me being egotistical. Now, can I be egotistical? Yes, dude. Like, I'll tell you right now, I do struggle with being arrogant sometimes and being egotistical. Definitely, like, one of my weaknesses. Absolutely. Definitely. Like, no doubt about that. However, I certainly try to be humble. I try. And, the Bible talks about that. Being lowly of heart, I think it talks in Proverbs about that. Essentially having a humble spirit. And so, again, I'm certainly not perfect, but I'd really like for you to point to one example of me being egotistical. Because, like, you haven't provided any evidence. Like, you're just saying that I'm being egotistical without pointing to an example. Like you could have, you know, pointed to an example, or said, at least, you know, said why you think I'm egotistical, but you didn't. And as far as stop being transphobic, okay, so, gosh, not this again, dude. Like, I have an objection to these radical, ridiculous, insane ideas. Ridiculous and insane. How about that? And what you've done is you've medicalized my objection and then described it as a pathology. Phobia, phobic, transphobic, really. That's what you've done. You've medicalized my definition and then described it as a pathology. Or medicalized my objection. I think I said definition. Anyway, come on, dude. Seriously? I'm not transphobic. I'm not afraid of trans people. I'm not, like I said, I don't hate trans people. I don't hate gay people. I don't hate people who are bisexual, you know, lesbians. I don't hate them. I don't even like, I'm not even like exasperated by them. I wouldn't even say that. I would just say that, I mean, I think I said this earlier, really, but their lifestyle bothers me because I know that it is not of God, and I know that it's not what God wants for their life. How do I know this? Because of the Bible. And the Bible was inspired, breathed. It often says breathed by God. And so that's why I'm trying my very best to speak the truth, emphasis on the truth, as best as I possibly can. So I think that's that. All right. Okay. That's the entire comment. Very long comment, but hey, I mean, it was kind of fun actually analyzing it and you know, dissecting it and going through every sentence. And again, and I guess one more thing, which I'll say, you know, I mean, I left this comment. It's like, you really don't want to contend with my arguments or my logic, do you? Like, you say some stuff, like, you know, talk about how I correcting people. You know, I've corrected people for spelling mistakes and grammatical mistakes. Like, okay, but you're really attacking me. You know, this is really an ad hominem, or at least something akin to that. You know, calling me an idiot. Yeah. So like, hold on, did he just edit that comment just now? I'm not sure if he did. So, you know, like, why don't you just contend with my logic, with my arguments, rather than contending with me as a person? No, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would just be better. It'd be more productive. It would make more sense. And yeah, so he still hasn't replied. Interesting. Well, I imagine he's seen it by now. I mean, I would think. I replied within, like, within 20 minutes after he left the comment. So, oh yeah, I can do all this stuff here. Find someone. It's not gonna find anything. But anyway, all right. Well, that's the video. I guess I'm gonna end it here. Oh yeah, this is just stuff I need to do. Anyway, random thoughts. But all right. 38 minutes, about 39 minutes long. Well, anyway, it was a very long comment. So, yeah, again, I mean, I'm still down. At this point, I'm still down. If you're watching this, Goblin Gamer 100 or 99, I'm still down to like hop on Zoom or something. And you don't even have to show your face. Like, it's fine. I'll show my face. You don't have to show your face. And we can talk about this. Or you can just leave a comment on this video. Respond. I mean, that's fine too. I mean, you can do that if you want. Might be better to leave shorter comments, like multiple shorter comments. I don't know. Might make more sense, but do whatever you want. All right, that's about it. Yeah. Take care. Have a good one.